Darrius, member of the Resistance of the Realm of Order in Mortal Kombat, and he's getting a redesign today. This would be the second time that I believe that I do a redesign of a cameo fighter for Mortal Kombat 1, at least doing like a playable design of him, so let's see what I get. Okay, so I was requested to do a redesign for Darrius of Mortal Kombat 1. Is it Darrius or Darrius? Like, why is his name pronounced that way? It's just two R's, whatever. Anyways, they say Darrius, I'm saying Darrius. So Darrius is an interesting character for Mortal Kombat. His only two appearances are in the 3D era for Mortal Kombat Deception and Armageddon. And he's a character who I thought played progressively worse over time. His Armageddon, he felt nothing like he did in Deception, at least to me. But his actual character design was pretty cool, at least outside of his alternate. I don't know what was with the Bushido Brown alternate that they gave him in Mortal Kombat Deception, but that's a whole other conversation. I get they were going for the old school blaxploitation look, but I mean, Tiger from Tekken is far better than the Darrius alternate to me, but whatever. That being said though, his design is really cool. Even in a series where at the time Mortal Kombat was doing a lot of extra like straps and bulky like designs, his was pretty streamlined and unique. And the extra straps and stuff that he had didn't necessarily hurt his design either. He actually looked really cool. His cameo design does look different from his original design in Deception. Say that 3 times fast. It doesn't look bad, even though it's different. It's close enough or similar enough, but it still looks up to date somehow too. It's weird that they went with cameos to give certain ones like legacy designs like Scorpion and Sub-Zero and Kano and Kung Lao, but then like Serena and Darrius get like complete new designs to their cameo looks, which I'm not mad at. I'm assuming it's because we haven't seen him in a long time, but whatever. I got asked to do a redesign of Darrius for MK1 for a playable roster design. So let's see what I can do with the design of a member of the Resistance of the Order realm. Though I guess that would make him a member of the Chaos realm. We're not getting into that. Alright, so starting off, after I made like a simple pose for Darrius, at least for his base, and I fixed his leg that was anatomically incorrect, I started off with his actual look. Part of the request that I was given was to give him a scarf and a trench coat. Sometimes I do listen to requests and take them into account when doing designs, and other ones I don't. The idea of Darrius with a trench coat sounded pretty cool to me. The scarf I wasn't that much of a fan of, and so I left that out. But I don't know why the idea of Darrius specifically in like a sleeveless trench coat seemed kind of cool. His design looks like it would lend itself well to a sleeveless trench coat for some reason. I did key pieces that holds true to the original sort of Darrius designs in the new update and got those out of the way first and then started changing stuff up over time. Like I gave him his original belt from Deception because it's a weird belt and I thought it would look cool. Being honest, there was no other reason besides that. The weird design, I know no way to describe it, like the divots in his upper body attire from Deception. They kinda sorta gave it to him in his MK1 cameo design, but I felt like they should have went a little more over the top with it. I don't know, for the cameo design that might have been more tacky, but because I have part of his outfit covered with a trench coat, I can go crazy like this, so a luxury I have that the developers didn't, plus I get to play fantasy designer as usual. So I went wild with that and then gave him a strap sort of like his Deception design. Little intricate details are sort of kept in mind, like his boots and knee pads from the cameo alternate. And then any other changes I planned on making, I was pretty much going to do in the coloring phase of this design. Before I continue, I'd like to remind everybody, if you like my design so far or you want to see more of my redesigns or any fighting game content that I have on my channel, go ahead and like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. It'd be greatly appreciated. Now getting back to the actual coloring of Darrius. I still want to say Darrius for some reason. Anyways, coloring him, the first thing I wanted to get out of the way off top was the orange of his design. Well, I wanted to know where I placed the orange at, so then I knew how to color the rest of, basically how to balance the complementary colors of his design off of the orange. And I didn't know how I was going to color the trench coat, to be quite honest, so I needed to knock that out first. Originally, I wanted to give him like orangish sunglasses. I don't know why I wanted it to look like the Bret the Hitman Hart shades a little bit. So I wanted to give him like some dark orange ones. I eventually went nah and changed it to blue. I'll let you guys be the judge as to whether or not the orange shades are better than the blue ones in the end, but I just switched it up because I just thought it looked off personally to me. I gave him like a darker orange stripe on his jacket just to offset it so it didn't look entirely bright. I didn't need that to look too jarring, and plus it's just small little details to make the design not look as monotonous as it possibly could had I kept using just the same 2 or 3 colors throughout the entire thing. So I made small little color changes here and there, like it's all not the same grays or not the same blues. But that was simple enough. After that, it was on to the actual shading, which the shading was cool. Once I shaded like the rivets in his upper body design and his sash, it started looking really cool to me. I could almost see how I was going to do the highlights immediately after shading it in. This might be one of the funner designs that I've done in a while. More fun, probably the proper way to say that. Whatever, I'm a writer. But no, this was probably one of the more fun designs that I've done in quite a while. It looked really cool to me, I'm not gonna lie. It looks like a very try-hard design, but I'm not mad at it, to be quite honest. After getting that shading in, especially once I finished the shading in on like his face and whatnot, like he looked like a superhero almost. Like it's a really cool design to me. And then getting the highlights in, especially on like the rivets again in his upper body design, and how it brought out like the highlights in the orange in the design too when I started shading that in and fixing in the glasses, it really popped a lot. So then after I finished that up, it was on to just adding specular highlights and little details here and there that I needed to clean up in the design, and it was pretty much finished. And I had a brand new MK1 Darrius design. Like I said, I think this looks pretty cool. This was a lot of fun to actually work on. Out of a lot of my more recent designs, I feel like this one is probably my favorite. But that's just me talking and me patting myself on the back. What do you guys think? Love to know your feedback in the comments below of how you feel about Darrius, both as a character and in this redesign that I did. Also, I'd love to know if you agree that Darrius played better in Deception and Armageddon, but that's another conversation, I guess. But in any event, as I said before, like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and you all have a good one, and I'm out.